This is one of the kinds of drawings that I do a lot. It's a sort of bird's eye view, and you can see a number of things. You can see the texture from the watercolour. It's all the grainy, sort of grassy looking stuff, and you can see the watercolour working in the pond there. It's just blending blues and greens and so on, and clouds reflected. It also sets the scene for the book. It's showing us heading off to Krabby Spit for our holiday, and a whole lot of little things happening. The sign there says "Welcome to Krabby Spit" on the English one, and it says something else in the German one and something else in the Korean one, so it's blank at the moment. Then if we zoom in on the caravan itself, we can see a few more little dramas rolling out. Frankie's been had 3 malted milks between the last town and here, and he's suffering the consequences of that, and a few curves in the road, so he's having a little chuck. And we're heavily loaded, as you can see. There's lots of stuff on the car. And part of the story of the book is the character, the artist, loses something on every page. So here he's lost his green towel, and the family happens to have just stopped where it fell off his bicycle. It doesn't take a lot of time to do an illustration like this. Probably drew it out in a half an hour and then copied that pencil sketch onto this just very loosely and went for it with the pen. Might have taken 2 hours to do the pen line work, and because with watercolour you sort of have to work quickly anyway, so once the design was done, it probably took me another couple of hours to do the watercolour and put in the little bits of detail and shadows and all those sorts of things, so provided you've got everything in front of you. If it was a real place and I had to repeat this on every other page and so on, it certainly takes a lot longer. Even though it's a simple picture, there is a lot going on. It introduces the character, which is I think it's me, on crossing the bridge on his bike, and it introduces, there's all sorts of other incidental things, and that's what life is really. You've got so much happening that isn't part of the main plot, but it's all happening in the background, and around you, little farmers and farmers' wives and funny things and odd things, and I probably observe a lot and remember things, and as I go I just sort of think of things to put in, and funny things I've seen, or odd, quirky things that you see around the place. That's really what drawing and illustrating is about, is drawing on your memory of your memory bank of all the things you've kind of stumbled across through your life. Things that, I like to think there are little waterways and creeks and ducks on them and so on that haven't been turned into dams or drains, and they're supporting a whole lot of interesting life. This is the first page of where we're heading towards our holiday destination, and the things that kind of link each page are the family. There's Dad and Mum and Frankie and Henry and Penny, and Uncle Kevin arrives on the scene in, I think it's in the second or third book. He becomes a central figure after a while, but we've got the car and the caravan that's sort of based on things I had when I was a kid myself. My best friend had a caravan like that, so it's the old-fashioned caravan with Laminex and stuff, and it's a bit too short for you to sleep stretched out.